Hey, so greetings everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to, unfortunately, I ended up making a bug report. I couldn't get to the bottom of why this song kind of refused to update as I needed it to. But yeah, let's try to do one thing here. Let's try to just, I just want this to be in its initial state, so let's try to take care of that right now. And then I think I might get some errors. But basically what I want to try to focus on is that I want to be able to play audio. So when the user clicks on this, then the audio screen comes up, and then I want to be able to play audio, right? So it's going to be a bit of research to try to get this work, but let's try to see if I'm able to do that. Alright, so now that I have the application all fixed up, so basically when the user clicks play, right, that's when they should just go ahead and be able to play the song, right? So let me try to see if there's an on tap. So basically, yeah, there's no. So I have to wrap this with a gesture detector. So I say on tap, and then I should have access to this song. If I don't, yeah, it looks like I don't. The box color and then the param height. So, alright, I just say song. Song is song, and then I'll say the song model. Song dot song dot main color. Alright, so that's good. So now there's going to be errors in the project somewhere. Dot key. Good. Then I say song. Kind of clean that's already defined, so maybe try to go from there. Red light, no, there's an error. So you say song, and then also for here I gotta go ahead and say song, right? So yeah, because I need access to I really need access to that URI, so I could just be able to play it, right? So there's that, and then I should be able to be good to go from here, and then I might have to reload the widget. And then if anything, it's probably so I say song here as well. I'm gonna make all these updates, so right. So now when I hit the play, then what should end up really happening is sure, when I hit play, what should really happen is that I should be able to play the song, but I want to just print out the song URL. Alright, so there's kind of that. Then right, so my debug console, then when I play icon specifically, then that value kind of gets to play. So now what I gotta do is I gotta do a little research on how to play some audio, and then also like what I would like is that this would be a stack, right? So I guess this is my container, and this is my container, and then this is gonna be a stack, right? So this is like gonna be a gesture detector, and then I'll probably set up the stack like so. Or I'll probably have like a stack, and this will be a gesture detector. So let's see. So according to the documentation, I have to go ahead and add the video player dependency. So try to do that. Then I'm stuck between audio and video, but you know, let's try to do video. We'll probably find a way to have it play the audio only. And now I want to go to my Android manifest, right? So it's very confusing how this works, but in Android, we're not developing for iOS, but for Android, you want to go to app, source, main, and then Android manifest .xml. And then you want to make sure, I think even by default in the application, I just want to have this there, right? I want to go ahead and add the user's permission, right? So this thing has the permission to try to use the internet. And then I think for iOS, what it says, it's indicating at root iOS runner, and then there's a plist, info.plist, and then I think we want to add this key in there. So alright, so I think at the top of this, right, it's gonna wants this value, right? So basically NS app transport. Right, so that's what that means. So that's going to be for iOS, that's going to be for Android. Right, and then for the video player, we're not worried about iOS. So now what we need, usually in Flutter, is that we want to end up sending up our video player controller. Right, so what we'll do is we'll get our video player controller, right? We'll set it up like that, right? And then there's our controller, and then this is going to be our init state. Super init state, and then the network URL, right? And then that URL will be the widget song URI. Right, and now our controller is going to get initialized, right? So, or you know, so this is our controller. Our controller is kind of ready to go. And then we initialize our controller, right? And then we also have to make sure that we dispose of controllers. Like usually, that's what we need to init and dispose. I wish controllers kind of did this on their own, but you know, for the time being, if anyone wants to give me a framework that you know looks at your controllers, hopefully, like all these controllers have like a base class. You know, and then try to go from there. But so now it's trying to indicate that we need a future builder. Right, and then right, so that's a float in action, right? But I think the important part is the future builder, right? So basically, I'm gonna have a stack. I want to try to have a stack, and then basically by pressing this button, you know, this will disappear. This one will disappear, and then you know the other one will appear. So let's try to wrap it with a stack. It's not really indicated, right? So instead of row, I'm gonna say stack. Right. So these are going to be my children. Right. I'm gonna save that, reload it. And then, you know, so this one is my future builder. And then I want to see the conditional. And it looks like there's a visibility widget. So let's try to wrap it in. Let's try to wrap it in that. So wrap with widget. Visible. Say video player is present. Right, so that's going to be a bool. Right, I think that value has to go right here. So I'll say video player is present on the set that equals false. Right, so let's try to see what that looks like. So now nothing kind of pops up. So, and then I think even so, I'm gonna say bang. So, but you know, this one really shouldn't have. I really should be deactivated. You know, I think the click is gonna be something different, but. Yeah, so another thing I want to deal with. I want to make sure that also when I click this, that this doesn't disappear. Equals true, so I'm going to say that's going to be true. And then that should only happen for this widget, right? So, oh, we're kind of having something interesting. I think I need to do a set state, and if not, then I'm kind of getting worried about, you know, what's going on with this provider. All right, so try to reload the page here. Alright, so we'll do a little set state here, and then right, that kind of disappears, and I wonder if I just click on it. Yeah, so we only want it to appear this way, so we want to kind of like disable that feature where so we want to be able to toggle that functionality. See if then we're allowed to do a little set state. So and I know that's undefined. So now nothing will update. So now I gotta send this in, try to allow it to be true. Alright, so, but it's not necessarily required because so I say param video. And then we also say we do this a bool. It's an optional one. Right? But then I think in the song detail, right? So I say play song. Show true. I'm gonna say true there, so that now, right? This I believe could toggle as needed. Oh, and then I think something still. And then I probably need to so I say equals or false, and then say there, and then I think we just say late since it's already being right. So there we kind of go. So now this should be able to toggle as needed, but this won't be able to toggle. Right, so that kind of takes care of that. Right, so now, right, what we can do is we have another visibility widget. So I believe this is going to return the feature builder. So I'm going to just do that right now. So I say visibility, and then I say visible visible is video play is present. All right, so we're gonna have that. And then we're gonna grab this whole feature builder right here. Yeah, so I don't think that should be there anymore. And then, you know, I think the formatter's having a tough time, so. Alright, so let's try to keep going. Let's try this again. Let's try the visibility. So it keeps on trying to complain here. So let's try to give this a feature builder here. Right, and then I don't necessarily want a feature builder. Right, so okay, so this is what I kind of want. So there you say visible. So let's see what that looks like. So start to see Jen in Kingston. Let's try to see. Maybe you got an error of sorts, but alright, so now we're kind of having an issue here. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. Oh, let me try to restart that. Alright, now, so it looks like I always know with YouTube videos that there's like there's something special that you have to do with them. So I'm going to go ahead and use the YouTube player instead. Let's try this out. So alright, so let's try to see the source code. Right, so instead of using our it looks like this is not really necessary. So I'll just go ahead and delete this, and it looks like it wants the video ID. So it looks like there's not really a
Let's see if it's different constructors. Alright, so not quite, but see, autoplay. It's true. Alright, so it's not. It's not defined for it, so it's fine. If I can remove the widget. We gotta get rid of the whole future builder. Alright, so I say container. And then it says YouTube player scaffold, so let's try to see what full screen looks like. And then, yeah, it looks like I kind of get an overflow, right? So we gotta, so I think what it is, something has an unbounded height, or, if it was just 0.821, that means there's something, but, and I can't see the player, so. Alright, so the leave, you know, what we want to try to do here is, what to say, load video by ID. So it looks like it wants the video ID, not necessarily the gotta look at our debug console here. Alright, and then we'll be able to immediately see it, but this obviously isn't the URL. The URI isn't really the video ID, right? So if I click on this, all right. So we want to basically grab the video ID just like this. So we want to grab the create param. So I want to see if there's a create param instead of using raw string separation. I want to see if there's a create param that we call energy. All right. The query. Step V.
that I want to make sure that this is always really gonna have a value here, right? And then I'm kind of certain that this will be defined, right? So there's that. All right, so now we want to do a little hot reload, and then hopefully we can get this video to load because I'm not really seeing anything that's kind of that's in any worry. So it looks like we're getting errors. Alright, so I'm kind of seeing that things are not playing or not even showing up. But, according to this, I might have to add a web view. So let me just go ahead and add a web view here. Try to see if that kind of does the trick for me. Kind of just needs, yeah, I just wonder if it needs, right, just the web view functionality to be present, or well, actually just restart the application because I'm not too sure what's going on. So, well, it looks like according to the example, I gotta add the Android and then the Flutter specific ones. There's also like additional couple packages I need. So if I look at my pump stack, yeah, I just wonder why the original packages doesn't really grab all these dependencies here, but so the video player, I can't really meaningfully use it anymore. Let's check out putstick.lock. Yeah, so it's kind of there. And then WebView should be installed as a result. So, not too sure if they'll definitely do this separately. Alright, so it looks like I've gotten things to work here. Right, so ultimately what I did was that I initialized the video right here, and then I set controller play video. So now if let's try to see if we can hear any music. Alright, so it looks like I got everything to play here, so, but I'm not really hearing any music. I think I really just want to end the video like this, but I'm not hearing any music whatsoever. It says it's playing, but I can't really tell. Even though I didn't notice it, there's actually a volume icon. Too many different type of girl in the party, so one of them just have to come wipe on me. So that's really nice how we got it to work. So let's see if I the aspect ratio. It will take the whole screen. That's ultimately what we want to try to do here. It's not really taking the whole screen, but yeah, so the container is, I can see that, but
Let's see if I could just say player, and then that's it. Oh, but now it has to. So let's try to give it let's try to finish up here. Media query of context dot size dot width. Let's see if that kind of does. Alright, so yeah. So now the height and then the width is kind of can take it up there. Right, so now I can say size box, and then we can kind of go from there. Right, so that's how we kind of do it. And then I think in addition to that, what I would want is that on this scout, so this has to be wrapped with a column again, or we have to wrap this with another stack, because once we kind of hit the pause button, so I guess we have to set up a listener. Once it hit pause, then maybe I don't want to do that, because then it'll be difficult for the user to toggle. But so I think I'll just reveal it, and then that pause listener is probably similar, but I'm just gonna move it out for now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something. I don't have to worry about it. So I don't want to go down the road. Thanks for you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.